Boy, oh boy, this Trump Epstein cover up thing is still going, and it's the story that just keeps on giving. Oh my God. Watching right wingers lose their mind over this is pretty damn entertaining, I have to admit. It's pretty obvious, especially considering earlier in the week, Donald Trump was, why are we even talking about this Epstein guy? There's so many other things to talk about, like great things and horrible things like a flood and stuff. And I mean, come on. It's like sacrilege to be talking about this. It's not, I think we people should just forget about it. We're moving on. I'm going to do a Barack Obama right now. And we're not looking back. We're looking forward. And just forget all about it. Pretend like nothing happened and you didn't see anything. And I find this infinitely fascinating. It not because I didn't know any of this stuff, and most people kind of already knew all this stuff, but watching normie Republicans kind of come to grips with all this is pretty fascinating. So we got interesting little tidbits here for you. Trump gets ratioed on Truth Social for the first time amid Epstein backlash. President Donald Trump's weekend post defending Attorney General Pam Bondi's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files has triggered an unprecedented backlash, marking the first time the Republican has been ratioed on his own social media platform, Truth Social. And I always get a kick out of that. It's like these wealthy douchebag assholes, they don't feel like they have enough sway. They're not getting their voice out enough, so they have to create their own or buy their own social media platforms. So you can't just block them or get rid of them. They're out in front all the time. I just find it infinitely fascinating. The term ratio, okay, well, everybody knows what ratioed means. In the Saturday Evening Post, Trump lashed out at those criticizing Bondi, calling her performance fantastic, and dismissed the ongoing interest in the Epstein as a waste of time. We're on one team, MAGA. I don't like what's happening. Let's not waste time and energy on Jeffrey Epstein, somebody that nobody cares about. Dude, I hate to break it to you, but everybody knows and everybody cares. It is a universal thing, left and right. Child predators, bad. It's just bad. And look, this is not a left and right argument here. This is a rich mega elite versus the rest of us. And Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, Prince Andrew, all Epstein, all the people that are involved in this are all very wealthy elites, and they are accountable to no one. And I think it's getting to a point where, I mean, we're all pushing up against the edge of this, watching elites constantly just get away with whatever they do, no matter how obviously criminal it is. I mean, we just watched fucking Diddy basically get off. He's probably going to get time served and moving on, pay a fine, and that's it after everything that we saw. So, I mean, it's just the wealthy and the powerful constantly getting away with it. The Post's lengthy, defensive, and direct at his own base appears to have backfired. According to the public engagement data archived from Truth Social, the Post has garnered more than 36,000 replies, compared with nearly 11,000 retruths. That's the ratio. Why it matters. The backlash on Trump. We all know why this matters. Here, let's take a look at the Post. What's going on with my boys, and in some cases, gals? Come on, man. They're all going after Attorney General Pam Bondi, who's got an appointment under the wheels of the bus pretty soon. I have a feeling it's going to be coming to a head. Who is doing a fantastic job. We're on one team MAGA. And I don't like what's happening. We have a perfect administration. Dude, nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect. But it's always perfect with Donald Trump. The talk of the world and selfish people, takes one to know one, are trying to hurt it all over a guy who never dies. I hate to break it to you, Don, but he died. He died in 2019, and it was under your watch in a federal prison. Hey, the man is dead. But his legacy is living on. And all of this obfuscating that Donald Trump is doing has got a nice little Streisand effect to it, you know? Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, crooked Hillary, Comey, and Brennan? Oh, I see where he's going with this. They're the ones that made the files, so it's all going to be a lie. You know, I mean, if they were written up by Democrats, then, you know, then you can't trust anything. It's like AI, you know, they made it up. It's fake news. And the losers and criminals of the Biden administration who conned the world with the Russia hoax. Well, that was Hillary Clinton, and that was your first term, but okay. Intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, and more. They created the Epstein files. Yeah, man. Although you're kind of admitting that there are files. I mean, with this, he's literally admitting that there are files, which is kind of throwing Pam under the bus, saying when she says there are no files. Just like they created the fake Hillary Clinton, Christopher Steele dossier that they used on me, and now my so-called friends are playing right into their hands. Why didn't these radical left lunatics release the Epstein files? Well, if they had them, most likely the reason is they have rich elites like Bill Clinton and the like that they didn't want, you know, for them to get in any trouble. So, I mean, you're basically doing the same thing. Why didn't they release the Epstein files? If there was anything in there that could have hurt the MAGA movement, why didn't they use it? They haven't even given up on the JFK Martin Luther King files. Oh, yeah, man. You said that you want to release those too, but apparently not. I mean, is that what you're saying? No matter how much success we've had securing the border, deporting criminals, and I'm not going to get into that. We all know that's horseshit. Fixing the economy. Fixing the economy. Okay. Can't wait for those tariffs at the end of the month, dog. Energy dominance, a safer world where Iran okay, yada. There's something else here. Make America great again. We're saving our country, which will continue to be our complete priority. The left is imploding. Are we? Okay. Kash Patel and the FBI must be focused on investigating voter fraud, political corruption, Act Blue. I noticed no Republican voter fraud, you know, is on there. That's interesting. It's just the Act Blue and the Dems. Okay. The rigged stolen election of 2020. Now what's something that's never dying? The 2020 election, which you lost, epically lost, and then cried and begged and pleaded. And oh my God. But that won't die. The Epstein stuff won't die, but this one we need to investigate more and more and more. Arresting thugs and criminals instead of spending months after month looking at nothing but the same old radical left-inspired documents on Jeffrey Epstein. Dude, you ran on this. We've all seen the clip of you talking about releasing the files. We've seen people all through your campaign talking about this. It ain't us on the left that is beating you over the head about releasing the files right now. It's your own people, man. Those are right-wingers that are asking about this. Let Pam Bondi do her job. She's great. She's fantastic, folks. The 2020 election was rigged and stolen yet again. And they tried to do the same thing in 2024. Well, okay, sure, man. Whatever. The election that you fucking won. Okay. That's what she is looking into as AG and so much more. 1 year ago, our country was dead, and now it's the hottest country anywhere in the world. Hot, so hot that nobody wants to touch it. Let's keep it that way and not waste time and energy on this Jeffrey Epstein character. Somebody that nobody cares about. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And I'm loving every fucking social media tweet he ends with that ridiculous ass shit. Thank you for your attention to this matter. You sound like a mid-level management of a cubicle office talking about no more pencil shavings in the trash cans. Thank you so much for your attention to this matter. We had a conversation in management and they said, do not bring fish and cook it for lunch at the office. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Anyway, here's Fox and Friends, weekend edition. So we've got like the B or C squad, and let's see what they got to say.
Her and FBI director, Deputy Director Dan Bongino are reportedly at odds.
Oh, by the way, it looks like these two right here. I don't think that Dan Bongino's having a lot of fun. I don't think he's enjoying his spot as number 2 dog at the FBI. I think he enjoyed his life a lot better when he was a podcaster, and he wants to go back to that. And he's talking about leaving if Pam Bondi isn't fired. I don't think he wants Pam Bondi fired. I think he just wants to leave. I can't say I blame him. I wouldn't want to be in that fucking administration either. But I mean, that's what they seem to be talking about. And I see a lot of right wingers out there right now, just desperate to cover for their big, beefy, sweaty man president, Donald Trump. They will throw anybody under the bus, and everybody from Laura Loomer to, Ben Shapiro to Charlie Kirk, they're all out there talking about just throw Pam Bondi under the bus. Just moving on. Let's blame it on her.
Over the handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files.
Chanley Painter joining us now with the details on that story. Hey, Chanley.
Hey, Kevin, Rachel, and Charlie. So the president is stepping in to defend his Attorney General, Pam Bondi, as doing, quote, a fantastic job after she came under fire from some Trump supporters over the Department of Justice's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files. The president posting this in part, quote, 1 year ago, our country was dead. Now it's the hottest country in the world. Let's keep it that way and not waste time and energy on Jeffrey Epstein, somebody that nobody cares about. The president's post coming after some Trump supporters criticized Bondi or even called for her resignation after the DOJ and the FBI on Sunday released a joint 2-page statement on the Epstein case that concluded there was no celebrity client list, naming those who allegedly took part in Epstein's history as a sexual predator. In February, though, Bondi had indicated that such a document was sitting on her desk. The DOJ also concluded that Epstein did commit suicide in his New York City jail cell in 2019 while awaiting further sex trafficking charges. Yet a missing minute in the jail video that was released has only spurred conspiracy theorists. FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino reportedly clashed with Bondi over her handling of the Epstein matter last week and has told confidants that he may actually resign if Bondi remains in her post. Guys, we shall see.
Thank you, Chanley.
Thanks, Chanley.
Obviously, there are lots and lots of questions that have been swirling about Jeffrey Epstein for a long time, for over 10 years, and the government's involvement in it. If there's anybody who could walk in and say, okay, we've resolved all of the questions and there is nothing here, it would be President Trump and his crew. The problem is you can't really do it without giving some explanation, and there has to be some explanation, and I think that's why you have a lot of people still pretty with a lot of very valid questions about it.
You absolutely nailed it. You can defuse this ticking time bomb if you simply get out there, sit down, the AG, get the deputy director, and get the director himself. Put them in front of cameras, have them make a statement, and have them answer questions.
I'm pretty sure that they've already done that. I mean, you had both Kash Patel and Bongino out there getting interviewed by one of your Fox reporters, and they're like, oh, I mean, I don't know what to say. I saw the files. He killed himself. That's just it. That's it. He killed himself. Can we move on to the next topic, please?
Talking about 5 or 10 questions. But what this will do is, first of all, restores confidence. Number 2, it answers.
Oh, I'd love for them to go out there and answer 5 or 10 questions. It would open up like another 100 questions for the right. Oh my God. I am loving this backfiring shit. It's fucking hilarious.
The basics, especially the simple things like you can't tell me that 1,000 people were hurt and that there are no people out there that we can arrest. You can't tell me that, sorry, we don't have a list. Fine, don't have a list. Tell me who the perpetrators were. Let's depose every single person who might have
We can't have that because, a lot of people are innocent and they might be implicated in this, and a lot of friends of mine and possibly somebody else with a really crazy come over, they might be implicated in this. So, I mean, we can't really, I hear what you're saying, but I'm not really listening to you.
Chance to get on that list and might have been out there at that island, and let's talk to them. Let's find out what happened. You're telling me other videos out there in New Mexico and at the island and in New York, and nobody saw anything? I don't buy it, and that's why they need to get out there and face the fire. Doesn't have to be long, but you have to answer questions to the American people, because absent that, the story won't die, and that's a distraction the president doesn't want.
I said this in a previous show about this. They could have easily just said that Pam Bondi is going through thousands and thousands of hours of tape and reams of documents. And when we get the answers, we'll give them all to you when we get done with the investigation. Next question, please. But they didn't do it that way. And it is every time you try to stand in front of it and go, no, don't, nothing to see here, don't look here. You were doing that whole Barbara Streisand, don't look at my house. Next thing you know, everybody knows where her beach house is. It is, this is not working. It ain't a working, I tell ya.
Of course, and in that True Social that he put out, he talked about all his accomplishments.
Yeah.
And he's saying, why, let's not let this overcome. And I think he doesn't want that. I think
his accomplishments of being a fucking psycho-fascist. Okay, let me see. Donald Trump has defended Pam Bondi, America's highest-ranked prosecutor, amid calls from the president's supporters for her to resign. We already read that lengthy post. Pam is doing her job. Let her do her job. I mean, this is kind of regurgitating a lot of what it said. The government's findings were made, according to the memo, after reviewing more than 300 gigabytes of data. Bondi's critics include far-right commentator Laura Loomer and close ally of Donald Trump. I don't know why. She's ugly as fucking homemade sin, but for some reason, I think Donald Trump's got the hots for her. And Elon Musk, who was Trump's biggest campaign donor. At the conservative conference this week, hosted by Turning Point USA and its founder, Charlie Kirk, some speakers criticized the administration. I don't think they're telling us the truth about Epstein, podcaster Brendan Tatum told the crowd of thousands in Tampa, Florida. Turning Point USA is like the mossy breeding ground for young Republicans. As Charlie Kirk goes out to colleges and recruits conservative college students to be part of his Turning Point USA, and none of them are buying it. I mean, it's crazy. Conservative media personality Megyn Kelly told the crowd Pam Bondi has never missed an opportunity to go on television and dangle sweet nothings that might lead to coming your way, trying to lead you to believe that's what she's got. Pam Bondi was either telling the truth then, or she's telling the truth now, or maybe she was lying then, or she's lying now. Semantics. Robbie Starbuck, another longtime Trump supporter, criticized the president for trying to downplay the Epstein case. President Trump rarely loses touch with what is happening among his base, but he's missing the pulse on this one. Retired Lieutenant Colonel Mike Flynn, you should say retired disgraced Lieutenant General Mike Flynn, who was national security advisor to the Trump. He's also QAnon, where we go one, we go all, and let's protect the children from all of the pedophiles. But, maybe not the whole Epstein Donald Trump thing, but all the rest of them that will make a movie out of it, and all of our right-wing types will go spend, their hard-earned dollars watching this movie with whatever the hell that guy's name is, Jim Caviezel, who talks about adrenochrome and Hillary Clinton killing children in a pizza parlor. These people are nuts, the QAnon people. Mike Flynn is a very QAnon kind of guy. He was warned Epstein scandal was not going to go away. He posted on Twitter on Saturday, if the administration does not address this massive number of unanswered questions about Epstein, especially about the abuse of children by elites, it's very clear that the abuse occurred. Then moving forward on so many other monumental challenges our nation is facing becomes much harder. You think? Bondi's statement that there was no client list follows repeated pledges from her to reveal potential damaging evidence related to Epstein, including a lot of names and a lot of flight logs. Many of Bondi's past claims relating to the Epstein files and possibility of hidden information evidence has been echoed by the FBI Director Kash Patel and the FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino, who is not having a very good day. After the memo was released, frustrations from Bongino led to a contentious meeting between him and Bondi at the White House, according to the BBC media partner CBS News. The feud highlighted what have described as growing divisions between the FBI and the Justice Department over the Epstein case. On Friday, Loomer posted on Twitter that she had been told Bongino was seriously thinking about resigning. Bongino did not show up to work on Friday, according to CBS News sources. Loomer was back on Twitter on Saturday, warning that she called a lack of transparency at the Justice Department would have a political cost at the next election. I think a lot of things are going to have a political cost at the next election, but you go on with your bad self. Don't say I didn't warn you. Epstein's sudden death at age 66 in a jail cell in New York Metropolitan Correctional Facility in 2019 has spawned consistent theories ever since. The FBI and Justice Department memo confirmed that the Epstein died by suicide, which many in the Trump orbit had questioned. Many over on the left, too, honey. I'm one of them. Oh, yeah. I'm definitely one of them. Excuse me. Bondi suggested that the Fox News in February that the Epstein client list was sitting on her desk. However, she sought to clarify those remarks at the White House on Tuesday, telling reporters that she had been commenting on the entire Epstein file. It's just a manila envelope sitting on my desk with the name Epstein on it. I didn't really look inside to see that there was nothing in there. Right, sure. President's frustration with the ongoing public interest in the Epstein were on display last week at the White House when he responded to a reporter's question with, "Why are we still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?" The debate about the Epstein case broke out again last month amid a public spat between President tech tycoon Elon Musk suggested that Trump appeared in the unreleased government files linked to the late sex offender. The White House rubbish this claim. Forget I'm talking about from the BBC. The remarks last week expressed disappointment that the other major news happening, people were still talking about Epstein. This guy, this creep. That's unbelievable. Can you imagine if Donald Trump spoke with an English accent? That would be fucking hilarious. Here's Benny Johnson, noted not gay man and Republican halfwit. He's going through this post from Donald Trump that we just read, and he's not buying it either.
Shouldn't see them because they were written by Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and Joe Biden. Okay. Wait, what? Okay. It's Epstein, the man who will never die, says President Trump. Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers in the Biden administration? This is President Trump then combining those files and saying that's the same thing as the Russia hoax and the Intel agents hoax and the laptop from Health hoax, saying that the Epstein files are a hoax, a deep state creation. Well, that just made us more interesting, seeing them, honestly, because Comey and Brennan are currently being charged for creating fake files.
I mean, I'm just kind of curious about all of this. It's like, who is the talking point originator? Is it Trump or is it these guys? I mean, right now it seems like Trump is handing down, these talking points, but sometimes I see, the right wingers on either on Fox News or, podcasters and what have you. They'll say something and then Donald Trump will take that and run with it.
Right now, Hillary Clinton, of course, had to pay for creating fake files. People went to prison for that. And Barack Obama obviously has had his entire legacy tarnished by this. So if this is the case and they created more...
I mean, Barack Obama ain't anywhere near this Epstein thing, dog. He ain't even close to this stuff. Y'all wish you could, rub it all over Obama. You can't. He's got nothing to do with this.
Fake deep state files, it almost makes it more intriguing, actually. Again, they're charging currently Comey and Brennan for...
So it just seems like he's really, this is just kind of making him more interested in it too. But he's admitting that there are files. Oh, by the way, Jeffrey Epstein, I hear people talking about how, there was no blackmail involved. Ghislaine Maxwell was procuring all of these girls just for Epstein himself. And there was no... he's not Mossad. He didn't work for the CIA. He didn't have any ties to intelligence whatsoever. And there was no blackmail involved. Yet this is a couple years ago, 2023. Jeffrey Epstein allegedly tried to extort Bill Gates over the extramarital affair. So, I mean, this kind of whole conversation about these files are being used for blackmail has been going around for such a fucking long time. And by the way, just in case you guys were wondering if Donald Trump was here to protect you from pedophiles or to protect the elites from having any kind of investigation done to them, Prince Andrew free to travel abroad as FBI ends probe into to the royals' Jeffrey Epstein links. Come on. Prince Andrew, noted sweat gland deficient royal family member who swears up and down, I had nothing to do with that young woman because she says that I was sweating, and notably in that time period that she was speaking of, my sweat glands were not working because, you know, we're all inbred in the royal family. So there's no way that she could have been telling the truth because I technically do not sweat. Anyway. Oh my God. This is the story that keeps on giving. Oh my God. It's not going away. It is absolutely not going away. All the people at the Turning Point USA were losing their fucking mind. Laura Loomer, Benny Johnson, Charlie Kirk. Nobody's buying it. And I mean, look, do I think that this eventually is going to go away? Probably. You know, somebody will get thrown under the bus for it. They just haven't figured out who they're going to throw under the bus yet. And MAGA will move on. They will. Eventually, they're going to get an answer that is going to suit their narrative. And then they'll move on and be back to loving Trump again. Right now, they're doing everything they can to throw somebody in his orbit under the bus so they won't have to look at Donald Trump or whether or not he was in the files or not. Of course he's in the fucking files. Of course he is. We've seen videos and photos and recordings of Jeffrey Epstein himself saying that they were friends for years. What was that guy's name? Michael Wolff released that all those recordings related to his book, Fire and Fury. And there are recordings of Jeffrey Epstein going, yeah, man, we were friends for years, you know, and we used to play this game where you used to cuck other men by having sex with their wives. I mean, these are the kind of people that Donald Trump was, you know, broing out with. And to pretend like that this is a right or a left issue is completely absurd. This is a rich elite versus the rest of us. You know, like what Vinny said on the PBD podcast the other day, you know, let the truth come out or the heavens fall, which he was quoting that movie JFK. But anyway, it still holds true. Yes, if our system is built on rich elitist criminals who are not just corrupt and crooked as a dog's hind leg, but also molesting young children, yeah, man, tear it the fuck down. What are we talking about here? Do we want to keep these people in power? I mean, ultimately, Donald Trump ain't going nowhere. There's no goddamn way he's going anywhere. He's not going to go to jail over this. Nothing is going to happen to him. He is fucking Teflon Don. But I do enjoy watching his people turn on him. It is chef's kiss. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe. Keep rocking.